Like, I have to finish these 2 chores to be able to earn the gift, the reward of relaxation. And relaxation isn't a reward for you working hard. Everybody needs it to be healthy.
Today, it's your birthday. Not sure what that means? Let us introduce you to this powerful concept in our community. We're Helene and Christina, and our mission is to empower, teach, and remind women to celebrate themselves. Combined, we have over 35 years experience as therapists in private practice.
We come to you not as your therapist, but rather 2 women in this life stage with you, your friends. Our podcast promises to talk about hard or uncomfortable topics in a way to empower you, laugh along the way as part of healing, and find joy in life. What sets us apart? We leave you with gifts each and every episode.
Now that we're friends, let's make this official. We would love to help start your Thursday mornings, so make sure you follow the show wherever you're listening to us and sign up for our free newsletter at yourbirthdaypodcast.com to receive the episode in your inbox weekly. This episode is a gift for everyone, but for me especially, a true reminder. I imagine many in our audience can relate to the concept of feeling like they're running on empty. If you do, turn up the volume. That feeling is a calling to relax. Why do I need the reminder? Let me give you a really quick story. So I just got back from our reunion with our huge group of Gator friends. There was over 30 of us. And let me tell you, friends, it was a beautiful space to relax. A big house. We had everything planned by the organizer this time. Our good friend Melanie jumped on board. She said, I want to relax, and she did an incredible job. So food, everything was planned. There was kayaks. I mean, it was amazing. And on the second night, my daughter, I was doing something. People were sitting down. I think I was helping to clean the kitchen. And I'm like, oh, I'll be right back. And my daughter said, Mom, you won't be right back. You don't know how to relax. And that was my moment and my reminder to celebrate this exact episode. So, I know, right? So, yeah, I know deep down inside that relaxation needs to be a hell yes. And yet I struggle to remember. So thank you, Sydney, my daughter, and thank you, Tribe, for letting us have this episode with you. With that story being said, grab your favorite drink, get cozy, as Christina always reminds us. Set a reminder right now to share this episode with your tribe as soon as the episode ends, and allow yourself to get ready for today's chat. And let's start off by asking, when is the last time you truly relaxed without guilt, without distractions, and without multitasking? That's the question that we want to explore and give the gift of relaxation if you're not doing it well. Oof.
This is such a hard one. I think it's a hard one.
I know, I'm struggling to even say it.
Yeah, well, because we're all overachievers. And who's our audience? Overachievers. Like, we are workhorses. We get shit done. Like, we don't mess around, right? And so, like, relaxation, I think, to a lot of people feels like failure or fucking up or screwing up or not being good enough. Like, all of those negative, hurtful, critical feelings and beliefs just bubble to the surface. And I almost wish we were alive for this one and we could ask women, like, what did they witness their moms like? Did their moms just go constantly? My mom did. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. And she was going constantly. And, like, if she had sat and read her book for like an hour in the day, or had sat and watched her soap opera, like, for like a half hour in the day, I heard about it when I came home with a negative connotation, like, oh, I was so lazy today. I read my book for an hour, or I was so lazy today. I actually sat down and watched my soap. Like, if she watched her soap, it was usually because she was ironing or doing something else while watching it. Like, she never just sat on the couch or a chair and did it.
So she was doing that multitasking. And it's interesting because we talk a lot about, well, I do, and I love that you guys let me do that, about Grandma Jean, who was really big into play. But when I think about like that multitasking and that doing, like she was definitely someone we would come down from New York and visit. And I remember as a little girl sitting at the table and we would not even be done eating and we'd have to lift up our feet because she'd be sweeping underneath them, like she knew how to play and she knew how to work hard. But her just sitting and relaxing, I didn't witness. I mean, I saw my mom relax at times, but I don't know if I would call it restful because a lot of her relaxation was, again, being forced to sit because she was sick. So
Right.
that's interesting that even as we talk about like some of those powerful women in our lives, what we witnessed, and then how you and I like,
Mm.
we want to relax, but we struggle with it.
Oh, I have such a hard time. And I am married to somebody who doesn't sit still. So the competitive part of me needs to keep up.
Right.
Like, I honestly think I might have been better at relaxing before I met my husband, but he does not sit still. And because of that, like, we have raised children who do not sit still. So we are always going.
Mm,
And
right.
I have really tried. I'm not very good at it, but I've tried. And, like I said, I have 3 other forces with me to
Yeah.
relax. And it is hard. It is very, very hard because my kids see relaxation as boredom. And then I get mad at myself because I know
Mm,
that I'm the one who's taught them that. But I did do it this
mm,
weekend. We were up at our cabin. I was so proud of me. We were up at our cabin. I had my to-do list. We have an ongoing to-do list of what we want done at the cabin. And I told myself, you're going to do 2 things on your to-do list. And then you have to go plop in the
mm.
lake and do nothing. And I told the kids this. I said, look, this is what I'm going to do. And they were like, yeah, right. And I was like, similar to your daughter with you. And so I did. I did my
Yeah.
2 things that I wanted to get done. And I
Mhm.
took the big orange, hideously ugly, but super comfortable float. And
Yeah.
I got the boat rope and I tied it to the thing so I wouldn't float away. Although I did kind of think, I was like, this could be fun.
Right.
And
But I needed you
I,
here to next. Yeah.
right, right. But I tied it to the dock and my kids were so excited. Like, Svea went and got me a bubbler, which I happened to drop in the water because I'm not used to this relaxation thing. And we just laughed about it.
Right.
And then Carl jumped in the water and got it for me. And he's like, do you want the cocktail of lake water and bubbler? I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need it. But it was just like wonderful. And the kids were so happy. Like they were like, Mom, see this, watch this, do this. Like, look at me doing this. And they were all over their lily pad. And we were out there for probably an hour and a half of them doing just all their stuff. And they were engaged. And that for me is relaxation. Like I I'm good. I can do some of it. Like one of my things is I have a sauna blanket and I will lay in my sauna blanket and do like yoga or meditation. But, like
Mm,
that's like a half hour. But this for me was an hour and a half. That
right.
was big. That was big. That was big.
Was huge. And
Yeah.
unlike you with Ethan, like I'm married to someone who I think I've shared, like can can work hard and then rest well. Like I always laugh during like college football season. I'm like, I lose him for like a lot of months, because he just he loves it and he invests in it. And I think as he's gotten older, he's like, I can't sit here as long. But I'm like, how do you just sit and watch game after game? Because I personally, even though I know there are so many benefits to relaxation, right, friends? It lowers your stress hormones, it improves mental clarity. Like
Mhm.
Christina just gave us that incredible gift of that story. It enhances moments in your relationships. But I start feeling in my chest like a swirling. It's like I need to get up. So like my family might be sitting, I might be like, I'm feeling uncomfortable. I got to get up. Like, so I need to really expose myself to more relaxing moments to get more comfortable with it. So maybe I need an hour and a half too, I'm thinking.
I think so. I think so. And I think, as women, we are always trying to, I say, scheduleize. Like, we're always coordinating, like, where can I fit this in my schedule, and this in my schedule, and this in my schedule, and how can I multitask, right? Like, I am
Right.
notorious for my car rides up to the lake. That's when I'm editing podcasts. I literally have
Mhm.
my notes open. I listen to it in the car because my kids could care less. Like, they're in the back doing their thing. And
Sure.
I listen to it and I have my notes next to me and I'll pause it and then I'll dictate something to my notes. And then I keep going. And so I can't even just sit in a freaking car ride and relax. Like, I have to find a
Right.
way to work. And so that was something I actually, ironically, not even realizing we were doing this episode today. I came back from the lake yesterday and I was like, you are going to spend the car ride listening to music and nothing else. And I was like, oh, I haven't done that in years. And I forced
Mhm.
myself, and it was hard. I was like, you could learn something on a podcast. You could be, you know, editing a podcast. And then
Yeah.
Helene sent her edits in last night, and I was like, wow, you really wasted that time. And I was like, no, you didn't. You didn't. It isn't a
Right.
competition. You will get
What
it
I think,
done.
no, I think the beautiful thing that you just gave as like a mic drop moment is that if you are not an expert in relaxation, then you may have to, one, recognize it,
Mm-hmm.
two, be mindful of it, three, set the intention, and four, honor the boundary. So that incredible gift that you gave yourself can be a wonderful example to our audience that when I drive or when I'm in a car ride, what I'm typically aware of, I've still got my screens open. I'm very task oriented, but no, I have 2.5 hours that I can choose to listen to music. I haven't done that in years, or to listen to a podcast that's fun or lighter or different than us. And you made that happen. And I think you even said, like, either the being on the raft or the car thing, you even said it out loud to your kids. So there was another piece of accountability of
Yeah.
saying, I'm honoring this to myself. You made other people aware of it. So those were some incredible gifts to give our audience there.
Yeah. I mean, the whole point that we're trying to make is that we get that it's hard and it
Yeah.
is needed. Because here's the reality. This goes back to our episode on burnout, where if you don't learn
Mhm.
how to relax, you are going to burn out. And if we go back to Helene's story that kind of prompted her with this whole concept in the first place of she was doing life hard. She knew she was doing it too hard. She was choosing not to relax. Her body was telling her to relax, and she was telling it to fuck off. And then what
Mhm.
happened? Life stopped her. Like, it was like, you are stopping now. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And she was like,
Yeah.
okay, like, forced to listen.
Mhm.
Where,
Yeah.
and you have made it so clear. Like, you're not saying the lifestyle I was leading led to cancer. Like, we're not creating
No.
some fantasy like that. But we are saying that the stress and the life that you were leading definitely played a role in the acceleration
Absolutely.
of it and all of that. And we know that there is research out there showing that when you are living in constant fight, flight, or freeze,
Yeah.
your cortisol is up. And when your cortisol is up, you're more apt to get sick, your immune system's more suppressed, things like that, which can accelerate illness. And that we do know.
Absolutely.
And that's where relaxation is key to your health, friends, is because if we do not learn, and Helene and I are saying it as your girlfriends, all of us, this is accountability to all of us. If we do
Yeah.
not learn how to relax as powerhouse women, we will make ourselves sick by being in the environment
Right.
where we're going to catch something and then we're going to get super sick from it. We are also modeling for women younger than us. And I don't want my children to live
Mhm.
with this guilt of I need to do, I need to do, I need to do, or always feel that they need to have this type of a thing in front of them to stay productive. I have an attorney friend who, from the get-go, since this stuff came out, has chosen that he does not respond to emails or phone calls on weekends. Starting at 4 o'clock on Friday to 8 a.m. Monday, he does not respond to anything. Like, he genuinely does it. When you look at religions, like, this also hit me. I was like, you know, as we've talked about, like, Ethan's Jewish, I'm Christian, and both of our religions have a day of rest. And if you're a very conservative Jew, you take it very seriously. It is sundown to sundown.
Yes.
And I think, there's something to be said for that.
Yeah. And I think around us, we hear the messages, whether it's out on social media, whether, people gift you a spa date or a gift card. Like, so the invitations are there to relax. It's being mindful of, like what you said, are some of the really strong barriers that also we identify with, whether it's that hustle mentality, the guilt, being aware of other distractions. So the barriers are there. And yet, I think when you allow yourself to be aware of the barriers, it goes back to you get to choose what you're going to do with those barriers. That goes back to boundaries, being mindful of it, listening to your body. When those stress callings come from inside, like we started with, it is an invitation to relax, but you have to sit down with it and really have an honest conversation with yourself. What do you need? And then are you going to choose to listen or to muzzle it? Because the
Right.
barriers will always be there. But until you have a healthier relationship with yourself, and then you can have a relationship with the barriers, you're going to be on that treadmill of just keep going and going. And like you said, with my story and other stories, I'm sure so many people out there, if you don't get the message and honor and listen to it, something's going to take you out.
Mm-hmm. Your body's going to get
Yeah.
you to stop one way or another.
Yeah.
It just, do you want to have control over it, or do you want to make it do it to you? That's really
Yeah.
your question. And I think, the other hard part of it, I think, is the way that relaxation is marketed. It is
Mm.
marketed that it's a luxury, right?
Mhm.
That you have to be
Right.
wealthy to be able to relax, that you have to have lots of money in the bank to be able to relax, that it's a sign of status to be able to relax. And I think no matter what your economic status is, no matter where you are in life, whether you're lower class, middle class, upper class, whatever you've defined yourself as,
Right.
you need to relax. And I'm not telling you that you spend, a week at a spa. Like, I can't do that. I'm not expecting anybody to do that. I am saying create a time, ideally every week, if it's an hour, but even if you can do every other week an hour, where you literally focus on relaxing and figuring out what it is. Try it. Try it. Just try it. It's not lazy. It's loving yourself.
Mm-mm. Yeah. It's also recognizing the value of it and not doing, not label or shaming it like your mom did. And again, I generally believe
Mhm.
like your mom didn't recognize, know that she was
Oh, no.
doing that, but she was dismissing what she was doing. And it also reminds me of like a young gentleman I worked with many, many, many years ago. And he was like a full-time student and he was hustling, right? He was working at UPS. I remember it was during the holiday times. And I think it was around the time, and I might have told the story before, like they were really clocking you and putting your GPSs in the times. And I was seeing him for stress management and how not to burn out. And right after the holidays, he came in and it was a Monday. And I was like, "How was your weekend?" And his head went down, just so full of shame. And he's like, "I did nothing all weekend." And I was like, "Nothing?" He's like, "No." He's like, "I stayed in the house all day." And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, actually," like his eyes would close. Like it was so painful to even say it out loud. I stayed in the apartment for 2 days. Like, my girlfriend came over, but we did nothing. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, I've gotten to know you. You like football. Like, it's the end of the year. Like, bowl games are coming up. Like, did you watch football? Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, what else did you do? Well, like, we watched football all day. We like just laid on the couch, like we ordered in food and all this stuff. And I was like, wait a minute. Like, you rested, you relaxed, you restored.
Mm-hmm.
And so easily the head went down, the eyes were closed. It was so painful to even say it out loud
Mm.
until we talked about the value of doing that so he can keep doing what he needed to do to accomplish his goals. And he had connection with his partner. He watched things he liked. So it's also the language and the belief system around relaxation that unless you bust through maybe those given belief systems or those barriers that are outside of you, that you won't celebrate it. And those are some of what
Mm-hmm.
also I think Christina and I want you to know through those stories.
Yeah, I think it's huge. And I think it's learning it. You know what? It's changing and getting rid of the unhealthy statement that rest is lazy, rest is non-productive, rest is bad. Like, we put all these negative connotations with it. And, it goes back to looking at some of the most successful countries. And I
Mhm.
go back to like my roots, right? Scandinavia. And, when we look at the Finnish people, when we look at the Swedish people, Norwegians, they all are really good at working hard and relaxing hard.
Mhm.
Like the day after Christmas, like what is given Christmas morning? A book. Everybody gets a book. And what do you do all day? You lay
Right.
there and read your book. It's a day of restoration.
Mhm.
It's not a day. And here, what do? Try to cram in as many holiday celebrations as we can, running from this house to that house to this house to making sure kids open presents. It's the most chaotic day in the world here. And there,
Yes.
everybody sits in their comfies and pajamas and reads a book.
Mhm.
And
And it's
there's
not judged. It
no, it's expected. It's
Mhm.
expected as a healthy boundary that it's a day of restoration.
Yeah, it sounds like the way you describe it, it is truly valued and they recognize that rest is incredibly sacred. It's
Hmm.
special.
Hmm.
It's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Field trip.
Right. Right. Or
So
just
I'll do a
implement that
little,
culture here.
yeah,
I mean, that's also the same
absolutely.
culture that believes in the power of play for kids over education and then produces some of the smartest kids because they've taught kids
Mhm.
social skills and how to interact and communicate. And then they push hard on academics later. So, kids are taught
It's much better
life skills.
balance.
It is. I
Yeah.
think too, like, I don't know about you, but I'm somebody who's like, I mean, just even what I said, like, I have to finish these 2 chores to be able to earn the gift, the reward of relaxation. And relaxation isn't a reward for you working hard. Everybody needs it to be healthy.
When I think about my life, like I look back at like, if I would like to take a camera and kind of look at myself,
Mhm.
like oftentimes when I get into bed at night, it's like, it is like for me, the biggest
Mhm.
exhale and like letting go. And
Mhm.
I think what I'm going to take away from this today is if I can connect with how powerful that is, that I truly exhale when I get into bed and I bundle myself up because even though I had it all night, right, half ashes, but I love to be like all wrapped up and cocooned. But I truly exhale and I'm like, oh, this feels so good. That imagine if I could allow myself to have little moments of that throughout my day, the trickle
Mhm.
effect we always talk about, the impact that might have. So, okay, I just found a little bit of a moment that I need to take. And that's what we're talking about. We started this podcast with that really powerful question. When's the last time that you experience true relaxation without guilt, without multitasking, without overdoing?
Mhm.
So I found mine. So hopefully you'll find yours. And then how do you create that space that's sacred, like that Christmas morning
Mm.
moment in
Mhm.
that healthier country or culture or belief or however you want to say it,
Mm.
and then sprinkle it within your life.
Yeah. I think, if you're somebody who doesn't even know where to begin with relaxation, I think you can literally just start with understanding stillness, doing some breathing, learn how to breathe down to your core. I'm giggling because I've been very open about it. I have IBS. And so part of it is I have to do PT, pelvic therapy. And
Yeah.
so I am learning a new way of breathing. Like I teach breathing as everyday part of what I do. And now I'm learning a different way of breathing.
Right.
So I giggle about it.
Yeah.
But with that said, learn how to do that breath work. Pull up a YouTube video, pull up a TikTok that teaches you how to breathe to your core. And I literally want you to feel that breath in your pelvis, in your butt. Like feel it all the way to your core, lower core. If you
Yeah.
do Pilates, your little triangle, feel it there. Definitely like learn how to breathe to your core and calm yourself down. And I think, schedule yourself time to do nothing. Do nothing. Even if it's 10 to 15 minutes, schedule your time to do nothing. And know that it
Which is your
isn't.
everything, kind of like that gentleman. Yeah.
And when the guilt or the shame or the negative talk starts to creep itself in, I want you to be loud and clear and tell that voice to shut the fuck up. And this is part of work. Like relaxation is also a form of productivity. It's just different.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not pushing papers out. It's not responding to an email. It's not making sure you did something on an app. It is productive. Why? Because when you are able to relax and restore your body, you're actually a more productive human. So you're helping
So
yourself
I
to be
love that.
more
Yeah.
productive later. Because if you're constantly going and going and going, and your battery's almost burnt out, you have very little to give. But when you can relax and restore your battery, then you have a lot more energy to get your shit done.
And you might be like a happier person when you're doing it and
Yeah.
calmer. So love that. Scheduled stillness. So those moments, whether it's 10 or 15 minutes, and you may be someone who you might have to look at it the day before, right? So if for myself, if I needed to look at, right, because if I don't take control of my day, I oftentimes give away my day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, I didn't do anything that I wanted to do, or I didn't because I didn't schedule it or I didn't invest in it. But I love what you
Mm-hmm.
said. Scheduled stillness is just another form of productivity. And we need to evaluate as much as if you were answering 20 emails. It looks different, but the value is equally important. I love that message for everyone.
Yeah. And I think giving yourself breaks between tasks, one of the things that I teach kids with ADHD is the power of giving their brain like 15 to 20 minutes of work time and then, a 3 to 5 minute break so their brain can reset. But I think we all need that. It's just micro moments of pause. Just pause. Chill out.
It's funny because, no, I was thinking, like, when we were talking about being intentional a couple of, like, podcast episodes back, we were talking about something, and I allowed myself to be, like, curious about myself. And I'm someone who tries to set the intention to walk, like, whatever, 10,000 steps a day. Because what I recognize is because I sit, like you and
Mhm.
we sit for hours and hours and hours, and I only get up to go get my next person. And it'd be like the end of the day, and I would have, like, whatever, 300 steps. Crazy. But what I've allowed myself now in the last 2 months or so is, like, when you walk out of my office and I go, like, to the main entryways, there's 2 other halls. So I just walk down one as I'm waiting for someone to come up the stairs. And it makes a difference. And I'm intentional. And I breathe more easily. I let go of the last session. I get reset for the next one. it has made such a practice.
Wow.
And the trickle effect is that I show up differently internally and then externally. And I've had a few people be like, oh, were you talking to someone? I'm like, and I just tell them, you know what I recognize? Like, I don't relax in between, but if I allow myself to take those 25 steps, I'm reset for you. And they're like, oh, maybe when I check in, I'll just walk around for a moment. I said, isn't that beautiful, right? If you just dropped off your kids and then you're coming to the office to take care of you, but you have to
Mhm.
shake off or let go. It's finding those micro moments like you just gifted everyone, that it doesn't have to be hours, because I was waiting till the end of the day if I was exhausted to go out and walk for like an hour, and that just felt too much. But when I just do little micro moments of relaxing and restoring and
Mm.
investing, it changes everything.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and I think if you're in an environment where you can even walk outside, getting the sunlight, feeling the ground, all of that is really helpful too. One of the things
Yeah.
that I love about our office space, you can't really see it behind my office, but there's a walking path with a bridge and it's just really pretty and peaceful. And, I love just walking up and over that bridge and back. Like super simple, nothing huge. But I
Right.
think another thing is, I've talked about it several times in the last few episodes, but the digital detox, like how I genuinely try to not be on my device on Sundays. Like I said, I am not perfect about it. I'm all about realistic expectations, right? Like my husband was driving up Sunday to the lake, so I was on it more because I was texting with him, things like that. But I really do try my best to not be on it any more than I have to. And I think going back to your patient who, or even your husband who gave themselves a Sunday of football, give yourself permission to rest.
Mhm.
Resting is okay. Resting is not
Right.
bad. It is good. And so it's time to change the narrative on that and see resting as part of your health, part of your well being, part of being productive.
Right. It's another thing to add, right? Eating well, putting good things in my body, moving my body, getting enough rest, and put relaxation and play in it. Because again, I would say probably most of our audience, I would not be surprised, are like rule followers, right? Like if you tell them what to do, we're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So put that on your list, but let it not be like a grinding permanent ink. If you don't do it, you did bad. It's not a space that you have to earn it. It's allowing yourself to have the permission slip that I just receive it because I'm worthy of it. I don't have
Mm-hmm.
to do anything to earn relaxation. I
Mm.
need to give myself the time to simply take it.
It's a free gift.
I love it.
It's a free
Oh,
gift. It's not a deserved, earned, paid for gift. It's a free gift. But you have to give it
it's
to
not.
yourself. Nobody can give it to you. You have to choose it for yourself. And you have to choose what it looks like and what makes you feel restored. Because what might be relaxation for me is not relaxation for Helene. What might be relaxation for Helene is not relaxation for you. Like everybody's is different, but look what relaxation is for you. And our challenge is to really sit down and figure out what that is for you. What is relaxation for you? And then our challenge is
Mhm.
to find yourself doing one relaxing action either today or this week. Again, we're not asking for huge, we're not asking for a whole day off. We are saying 15 minutes. If you can do an hour, ideal. And so, what would it feel like to gift yourself 5 minutes of relaxation today? What would that look like?
Yes, we started this episode. When's the last time you felt it? And we're ending the episode of what would you do to gift yourself 5 minutes of
Hmm.
peace today?
Yeah. Mm.
Friends, thank you for joining us on this beautiful journey and this very important conversation. Relaxation is something we are all worthy of, deserve, need. If this episode resonated with you, go back to the beginning when I challenged you. As soon as we're done, send it out to your tribe. We would be honored if you would share it with others. Wherever you're listening to us, If you find our conversations helpful, we would be most grateful if you left us a positive review. Throughout the week, hang out with us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, LinkedIn. And don't forget, every Monday, Christina and I go back and forth, and we give you some additional gifts from the couch. Until next week, friends, happy relaxation and happy birthday.
Happy birthday.